America stores about half of its gold reserves in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Now President Trump says he wants to ensure that the reserves that are said to be there are in fact accounted for. Let's get more from Adrian Ash, Director of Research at the physical gold trader Bullionvault. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
Can you just remind us, what is President Trump saying that he wants to find out here?
Well, it's been a conspiracy theory, if you want to call it that, for many years, really since the 1970s, that the US gold reserves, especially at Fort Knox, but as you say, it's about half of the total. America's official gold reserves are put at 8,133 tons, which is a lot. The biggest single gold hoard in the world. But the idea is that, this stuff hasn't been inspected. It hasn't been counted for many, many years. 1974 was the last time that there was actually an official inspection as such. There have been audits since then, and a lot of people say we're going to audit the Fed, audit the gold. But audit isn't really what you want to do. Audit is where you just check paper records against paper records. What you really need to do if you want to know that it's there is you need to do a tally count. You need to go in and count the bars, and you need to inspect the bars and make sure that they're the right quality and they are the material that you want them to be.
And that would be an enormous undertaking?
It would be phenomenal. I mean, so Bullionvault, our customers, using 5 different locations globally, they have about 44 tons of gold, which is a lot, which is worth about $4 billion at current prices. We have a tally count and a full inspection done on behalf of our customers every 12 months. It coincides with our financial business audit as well. And we send independent experts, SAS experts, into each of the locations. They count and inspect every single bar, and they make sure that the bar numbers and the fine weights, which are stamped on those bars, the fineness of the metal, which is stamped on those bars, accords with what is on the bar list, which is given to us and which we publish each day for our customers to inspect, provided to us by the independent custodians. Now, the issue here is that takes many man-hours, many days, right, for us to do that for 44 tons. You try and do that for 4,000 tons at Fort Knox or 8,000 tons if you want to do the whole lot. It's going to take a lot of people a lot of time to do this.
Yeah, a lot of gold is in Denver, apparently, and also West Point. And you say that this would be such a large undertaking that internationally innumerable gold experts would be needed for it. It would be almost a global effort.
I mean, absolutely. It depends how quickly you want to get it done. Right. I mean, it's not the kind of job when we have our annual inspection done on behalf of Bullionvault customers, we look to try and get that done within a couple of weeks across the 5 locations using different experts in each place. If you want to try and do 4,000 tons or 8,000 tons, you're not going to get this done in a couple of weeks, even with all the manpower you can find, right? It's going to be a protracted process. And it really is about, what is it you're trying to find out? Simply going and seeing the gold. Elon Musk said, oh, hey, let's do a video walkthrough at Fort Knox. Now, that's as offhand a comment as Elon Musk might make about anything, frankly. A walkthrough looking at some yellow shiny stuff is not going to tell anybody anything, right? What you need genuine experts who can go in there and say, yeah, this is the material that it's reported to be, and to have that done. The bigger question, I think, really is about what's the purpose of this? Now, as I say, there have been conspiracy theories over the years about whether America has all of that gold where it should be. What is it you're trying to prove by doing this? What kind of ideas and memes and thoughts on the internet are you trying to counter? And that's really would determine the level of inspection and possibly even a sample, say, of some of the bars. These bars are pretty old. I mean, most of them are going to be 90 years old or more. And then to what end, really, actually financially? There's been lots of talk recently about how the US gold reserves are currently valued at $42 per ounce. That's the price frozen in aspic back in 1973 when the music finally stopped for good on the international gold standard, where the dollar was the primary currency and therefore US gold reserves were the primary holdings. To revalue those holdings from $42 to, let's say, 2,900, we're at 2,933 today, let's call it 2,900, that would potentially enable the Treasury to raise an extra $750 billion in the arrangement that it has with the Fed, whereby the Fed basically issues a credit to the Treasury's bank account at the Fed against that value. But the point is, Why would you do that? Because $750 billion, it's a lot of money, sure. But the fact is, the biggest gold hoard in the world at the most high prices you've ever seen in history wouldn't actually release enough cash to cover 4 months of the US federal deficit. This is a drop in the bucket. And I think that's part of the reason gold has been going higher and higher recently, is that whilst Donald Trump, alongside Elon Musk, etc., and the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, they're looking to try and reduce that deficit, looking to try and be more efficient in government. But the fact is, the US deficit is just so enormous that even the largest stockpile in the world of gold, at the highest gold prices in history, would be a drop in the bucket compared to what America is burning through on a daily basis.
Adrian, I wish we had all day to talk to you as a true expert on the gold industry, but we have to leave it there. It's the curse of television. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.